What's good, everybody? It's Santi, back with another video. Recognizing the game, part 3. Ya tu sabes, you know what it is. So, this is a continuation of, this series on recognizing the game, where I'm breaking down, the red pill, masculinity, femininity, the social dynamic, and just the social construct. When we're talking about the social construct, we're talking about how society is designed, but we're approaching it from different levels. So this is a continuation of how from many different avenues, our energy is drained and we're being manipulated. So semen retention for men and those, who are familiar with the chakra system, this is essentially dealing with the root. And, your root is as powerful as your third eye. You feel me? It's important to understand that we have to be balanced and that you have to be grounded in your root, which is below. And you have to be clear in your mind's eye, which is the above. This is what I have seen as an issue because for me and what I've experienced, as well as what I've seen men go through, I've seen a lot of good men manipulated by women. It's because of being dictated by emotions, sexual attachment. And this is sexual attachment to the point where they have become disconnected from themselves, acting out of character, fighting over women who are untrustworthy, deceitful, and non-committal, as these women are being ruled by their own sexual desires too, the same way that men are. So when practicing semen retention and choosing to go through periods of not releasing that sexual energy, that energy is going to force you to assert yourself in nature. We are nature, and it needs to be recognized that we are a force of nature. Human beings are a force of nature. Realizing that we are a force of nature in a body, in a spiritual light, that takes work. It takes balancing your dark and your light and essentially combining them as one. This is what it means to be complete within your own self. We're not supposed to be separate and at conflict with ourselves. This is a war from within and, is another form of spiritual warfare. This is more so about the red pill than it is about semen retention. But semen retention is powerful in its own right because it is a man exercising dominion over his own self. Through this process, a man is allowing his body to naturally harness this energy and utilize it as it empowers his being. It helps a man achieve a state of self-actualization, which is to be fully aligned with who he is. And he really embodies that. I'll take it a step further to say that through semen retention, you come to realize that you don't need anything but yourself. And this is not coming from a toxic, narrow-minded standpoint. It's recognizing what your capabilities are, to the fullest degree. So, you don't even, when you get to that point, you'll realize that you don't even need a religion. As different spiritual systems in the Far East, such as Taoism, Jinto, which is Japanese, Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism, they have different texts that speak on utilizing the energy in its vitality. This helps one to get in tune with the cosmos, or what I like to call simply being in tune with nature. So, chronic masturbation is an issue. It's a problem. The overconsumption of anything or the habitual engagement of a particular behavior, whether it's drinking, smoking, eating, all of these things deal with the balance. Moderation is merely being in balance. I don't agree with moderate masturbation unless you're ridding yourself of that habit and are consciously regulating the behavior until it ceases altogether. Practicing semen retention is a mindset because you have to tell your conscious mind until it is implanted into your subconscious mind that you are no longer going to engage in that behavior. The subconscious mind which is what I call the dark mind. And the mind period is in the body. So the mind is also in the body. So the subconscious mind is in the body. The subconscious mind moves on its own accord. And though it is influenced by thinking, it does not rely on thinking because it is simply being. So the subconscious mind is automatic and it's always watching. Even when you're not utilizing your conscience and being present and fully in the moment experiencing what is going on around you. So when eradicating that behavior, you have to get to a point where you are aligned with your heart center. When the decision is made from your heart space, it's going to get done because that is where your soul resides. You understand me? You have your brain, which rests right below your crown. Okay. Then you have your digestive area, which is the location of your second brain. And then your sexual organs, which are connected to the root. Those areas make up the lower mind. Altogether, you have the higher mind, the lower mind, and then the heart center, which balances the two. So think of it in this way as well. Your heart gives off a vibration and it is intelligent. Your entire body is intelligent and processes information too, right? So it's all about taking this information, applying it to your life and finding balance from within. When I speak on semen retention, pornography is taking that energy out of you. That energy is going out into the ether. It's going out into the universe. Though you cannot see it, it is not, it is no longer being contained within the body. It's not just going to some place that is abstract. Something is feeding off of that energy. So in this regards, the aspect of what I'm speaking on that is red pill is you having to reassess every area of your life as you're now on a spiritual journey. Okay. Delving deeper into the reason as to why you masturbate. Because as you delve into that, you can come into what your purpose really is, and realize that you don't need that. You can put that energy towards other things. You can put it towards being in alignment with yourself. So when you delve into those reasons, you want to know, what is the cause? What deep-rooted issues do I have if you have become attached and dependent on the act in order to feel a sense of peace in your mind? You feel me? What is pushing you towards doing that? What motivates you to engage in the habit? The feeling that drives us to engage in the habit is not natural. Okay. It is natural to desire to have sex, but that behavior in itself and pornography it's not natural. So you have to take that energy and take it away from that artificial and apply it to something that is actually based in reality to create the reality that you desire, because you feel unfulfilled, which is why you go towards that habit. So, like I said, the feeling that drives us to engage in that habit is not natural. It is something that was unconsciously learned through an unrealized programming. So we programmed ourselves to rely on that habit unconsciously. Once we came across porn and we started feeling that good feeling from engaging in the habit, we started doing it repeatedly, not realizing that we're conditioning ourselves to engage in that hate and that behavior on a regular basis. We would be better off never having used porn, and you would be fully engaged and immersed in life. We would not have these thought forms in our head, and there have been many thought forms that have been implanted in our mind that distract us and block us from seeing ourselves. So we have to take back our mind and put it towards our inner world, our inner being. So when you start engaging in semen retention, your soul is going to move forward and require you to take action in order to thrive in life, because our animalistic nature is rising up, seeking to elevate itself. And so this is what I mean. As we keep going along and I keep doing these videos, this is what I mean by recognizing the game and ultimately you being able to see reality for what it is.